got ourselves Beastly, man, as a rogue over for the team 1. As a Subtlety ready to go, but instead it's going to be Viscera first up. Got himself the Shroud, and for the Evokers, actually checked out some of the changes Evokers are getting in 10-1. They got some big buffs coming up, dude. The burst is going to be good. Solid is going in for a trinket. Immediate wall. Got himself the Counter-Strike Totem. For a second, there's going to be Empowerment ability after Empowerment by Viscera. Taking a few big hits from Sol. There's going to be a bunch of Storm Strike. The big physical damage coming out. Viscera just trying to see if he can avoid him. Trying to go for a little bit of self-healing while also generating more resources. Full Mastery buff is at the ready. Trying to knock up Salt in the air. It's going to be a bit of a sleep. Off this, he goes in for the Capacity Totem Shatter. In order to shatter his defenses, big disintegrates. Does he get interrupted? This is where you want to channel as many disintegrates as possible while trying to control limited bursts of Salt. Big procs by Viscera trying to go for Eternity Search. He's going to go for the Deep Breath, escaping the Static Totem. As Sol trying to keep himself alive, big Alien Blast, but doesn't have the mana for it. Yet another Shatter out for Viscera, trying to go for more. Oh my god, the empowerments and the shatters did maintain his health as best as he could. It looks like he survived that encounter with Whisper. Gonna be up next. Viscera getting left on, should know that the druid is right behind him, could get him out of stealth. It's gonna be a roar by Whisper. I think just trying to see if he can establish some sort of control after his opener didn't really pan out and he wanted to skull bash. The Feral is full of bleeds, but Viscera should have access to a Cauterize where he can actually shed all of those bleeds. Gonna be a quick sleep onto Whisper, just getting him to walk out. It's gonna hit him with a Fire Breath, singeing the Feral's fur for a second here. It's gonna get him out in the open. Doesn't quite get the root effect though. With that mad damage out of his earth, what was that hit? What happened? I'm sorry, huh? I'm sorry, what? What did you hit him with? That's going to be a Mind Spike by the Shadow Prince, trying to see if he can set up a bit of damage, trying to make sure he can also get his cast off while interrupted with Shadow. It's going to go for the big Mind Games with a Void Shorn. This one needs to find a way to prevent a lot of this damage or start healing through it as fast as possible. As Kara is going to try to see if he can load him up full of dots, maybe control him, trying to establish a bit of healing. That was a PI just now, so quite a lot of his cooldowns were used just there. As this is going to be Viscera trying to go for, I think, for a impressive roar, maybe establishing a little bit extra CC, drinking immediately out of Kara, trying to get out of the sleep. That's going to be Viscera avoiding all the shadows, just trying to see if he can find some damage with a deep breath right after, as Kara looking for a bit of a self-heal. Viscera continue to hit him with his sort of gets interrupted onto that shadow or holy. It looks like interrupted on holy, and he just went in with shadow damage right after. Kara still has himself plenty of defenses, may need to start using him disperse. Could be the play, but looks like what? I'm sorry, he silenced him and he died? Is it just the worst Battle Master's trinket timing or something? That's going to be Yuko up next. Big slams onto Viscera, trying to see if he can slam him down with big damage, big kicks. And it's going to be everything with the Zoan joining in. All the damage onto the Evoker, who doesn't really have much health or much time to react. Haster just taking all that momentum from one class to another as Yuko just continues with the punches and the kicks. It's going to go removing all those dots. It's going to go for trinket as the Void Bolts are going to horrify him all over the place. Mind Games are after with a Karma to follow, trying to see if he can reverse the damage back to Haster. But he's actually going to hail Haster with those Mind Games for a second or two, but those kicks are just so deadly. Oh my goodness. This man does not need a weapon. He just got a couple of punches, couple of kicks. Dance immediately. It's going to Lex Sweep to follow Brother Monkus. Get to a cheap shot right after. Could be in a bad spot. Does he have a secret technique? Get a shot yet up and running with an Eviscerator. I think he may just have him. Oh, just slamming him down with GGK. Going to be the last one left over for Team 2, trying to see if he can summon up an A-bomb together with the Mages to the Dead. Quick stun onto Beastly, who's trying to see if he can maybe line up yet another kidder shot onto GDK, who's going to go for a bit of extra resources, utilizing that runic weapon. Disarm onto GDK, but the pets are out. The army is in. Beastly trying to see if he can walk away from the DK. He's going to go for a vanish. He doesn't realize that he needs to stay away from all those pets and be on the death knight. He needs to find a way to separate the commander of the undead away from all those pets, because those pets are gonna do work. He doesn't need to be in combat. Like, get him blinded, the pets are still doing work. The gargoyle is still ripping right to Beastly little by little. That goal is still keeping pressure onto the road. Beastly just tried to, DK tried to see if he could just put a chain of ice on a guy and walk away. Beastly under a ton of pressure, trying to go for a bit of a shadow dance, maybe respond with aggression, but it's gonna be maybe a couple of death calls. GDK should be able to hopefully take him down, with Tree gonna be up next as yet another feral druid leaping in, throwing all the bleeds, ripping through through the armor. Army of the Dead joins in. GDK trying to see if he can survive. This Lynchborn is up, trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. Death strikes are going to be important here, but can you generate enough runic power to begin with to even start healing yourself? Trying to do whatever he can with a blind to fall onto a tree as the army of the ghosts has to separate. GGK just trying to see if he can catch up a bit of healing. Both of the competitors so low, trying to see if he can keep them over there by the pets. GDK maybe could turn around. Tree got himself plenty of healing. Lots of back-to-back by GDK could be going down here. It looks like the Feral does end up taking him down with our hybrid capabilities. Gonna be Andorex over for the team one as a monk. Looks like what's gonna be first. Ready to go, charge it out with Jellyman back behind the doors. With Diabolicals, we got us in Chicago, and Andorex getting opened up by Tree in the opener. As Tree trying to see if we can just take him down. Big rakes to follow Andorex under a ton of pressure, trying to see if he can go for a little bit of survivability. Full suit the miss as Tree trying to go for a bit of a skull bash. Karma to follow, maybe it can reverse it. Tree may have to play it super defensive, does so wall as well as big heals, as well as a Heart of the Wild in case he needs to. Andorex so far is just under pressure, just not escape the speeds whatsoever, cannot catch up any kind of healing at all into a maim right after, hasn't triggered for it. Images of backup, maybe can someone get himself a fatty crib, but looks like Tree just kept trucking at him with Jellyman gonna be up next. Spirit to follow. Does he have the big unhinged build? Gonna be a wall for Tree, but he's still super low in health, denied any kind of healing. Maybe in a lot of trouble. Trying to see if he can escape this executes. And Jello leaping around the corner, charging right after him. Trying to stay on him as best as possible. It's gonna be a restart real quick for Tree just to get a stun to rip the warrior off of him for just a minute. And the Feral is gonna be able to get himself a restart, but the Blaze Storm, carefully timed, is gonna deny the Feral. Proper open a strong bolt right after. Does he have the big crits he needs for the executes? Trying to see if he can end it right there. Reflect up against his route to follow. Charge, and it's gonna be a big execute at the very end. Not much you can do about it. With Hayes gonna be up next, trying to see if he can maybe get himself a bit of setup. Jello taking a lot of damage with those Mind Flay Insanities. If he can get himself a couple of those tentacles to spawn in, he'll be a great spot. Stunned while getting a barrage. Does have a trick to break out of CC, but still took a bit of damage. I49 did help reduce some of that damage though. Reflect up as Jello under a ton of pressure, just rotting down to dots. Thrown bolt. Does he have a heal whatsoever? He has to either peel away from Haster to drop all the dots, and then maybe can escape, get himself a bit of help with second win. But if you're gonna stay in, you better have some kind of a heal. Diabolica setting up a gateway, still sticking to the Destruction Warlock, trying to go for a bit of a bonzifal around the corner versus Haste. Chaos Bolt ripping right through the defenses of Haster, just absolutely singeing him. The man that's going for a bit of a vampiric embrace together with Desperate Prayer. The man is in a lot of trouble. Caswell could just end him right there. Just trying to see if he can walk out of the defense. Got himself as much healing as he can. Needs to get counter-aggressive with all these pets. Silences himself yet again. Perfectly timed reflex by Diabolica. Just will not let this man go down at all. Does end up capitalizing some damage versus the Shadow Priest. Up next is either going to be Stone, the Paladin, ready to go. Looking like an absolute crystal warrior. Look at this juggernaut. No, instead it's going to be Arrowless as a Subtlety rogue. Are you still playing that Flagellation, I guess is my question. We'll find out fairly quickly. Knows there's going to be a Succubus in the opener. Is going to go for a Sap out to Chicago. I guess maybe just for funsies. Succubus around the corner. Does he get interrupted? May have to. Sacred Technique is going to help Arrowless get a bunch of damage in. Cloak Shot is used really early by the rogue just to make sure his opener does not get scuffed up. Diabolicus no longer has a wall, so it's actually going to put him a little bit behind. Reflect up versus Rogue, not much can affect versus him, as the Cancelbolt is going to go flying. Diabolicus taking a lot of damage. Stun onto Airless, trying to see if it can reverse some damage, but Airless with advantage is going to go for Shadow Strike immediately. Get a shot versus the Warlock, may be able to lock him down. Succubus getting cheap shotted as well, so he's trying to control everything, the pet as well as the Warlock. Does Diabolicus have mobility, getting quite a bit of damage into Airless as he gets in. He does get himself instant cast Incinerate. Airless is cinched down little by little, burning out. And the portals are just going to be punishing him. Evasion can't really dodge the Succubus super easily. Needs a Mortical or something, anything right now. Succubus, you see it last second. Does Diabolicus have any CC to follow? He may be putting himself out in the open. Quickest sphere of my life. Cancel right after. Does have himself a Dark Pact. Arrowless at no health whatsoever. Blind. Diabolicus streaking send immediately. Does he have a Mortical? Turning around on the Warlock though. I thought Arrowless was going to go down right then and there, but looks like he didn't. Chicago just dropping in a full route onto Airless, maybe going to give him a proper honor duel. Kid shot onto Chicago, trying to knock back the Rogue, but he was a little bit downhill versus the Rogue. So the Rogue didn't really go into a Sunder with a stun totem. Big Elebuster follow, just striking him down. My goodness. Oh, well done for Chicago. It is going to be given a bit of a honor duel opportunity to Stone. Give him a second to catch up and get refreshed a little bit. Chicago did not commit a lot of cooldowns here for the Rogue. So they're actually walking into Stone fully ready, fully prepared to fight the Paladin. Well done. Chicago swapping in a Earth Elemental up immediately. That's going to be a grounding totem up really early. Trinket's out of the blind, maybe in trouble, does it a pretty well and knock him back Stone. He doesn't plan to rage in order to get blasted out. Chicago, while wings are active. Ascendance for Chicago is going to activate wall as well as Guardian, which is going to end up killing them while they stay in aggressive, blasted through. Oh my god, the Paladin's defense is bubbled at 1 health, barely surviving it. It's still under total pressure. You got immunity, and you know it doesn't last long at all, and you know there's a big shaman chasing after you, just blasted right past you, just unleash carnage. Oh my god, Chicago's insane. Oh my goodness, boys. Let's go. Well done. My god, I didn't realize Chicago fought airless and didn't actually use a single cooldown there. Just had everything for the Paladin.